One caution flag, one lap down, $1 million gone in an instant. Chase Elliott walked into North Wilkesboro Speedway with a shot at NASCAR history, a straight-up shootout for $1 million. All he had to do was beat one man, and then his own teammate blew it up for him. Here's the situation. NASCAR's brand new in-season challenge hit its semifinal round at North Wilkesboro, and the format is brutally simple. Head-to-head, winner advances, loser goes home. Chase Elliott's matchup, Todd Gilliland. Beat him on track. Punch your ticket to the winner-take-all final. For most of the day, that looked completely manageable. Then lap 104 happened. Alex Bowman, Elliott's OWN Hendrick Motorsports teammate, made contact with Tyler Reddick's Toyota. Reddick's day was done. Bowman's night was compromised, and the caution that followed rearranged the entire race. Here's the brutal part. Most of the field had already pitted and was already multiple laps down, which meant they qualified for the free pass back onto the lead lap. Gilliland hadn't pitted yet, he was fine. Elliott had just pitted. He got trapped a lap down with zero cushion and zero easy path back. Elliott's response on the radio said it all. The two guys wrecked ended up in better shape than he did. Let's be clear about what just happened here, because it's almost poetic in how cruel it is. This wasn't Gilliland outracing Elliott. This wasn't a mistake Elliott made. This was pure timing, a caution flag landing at the single worst possible second of a green flag pit cycle, and Elliott getting caught on the wrong side of the math. And the guy who triggered it wasn't a rival. It was his own teammate. Now, nobody's saying Bowman did this on purpose. There's zero intent behind a green flag contact incident like that. But intent doesn't matter when you're the one left a lap down with $1 million on the line. NASCAR is a sport where fractions of a second in pit strategy decide championships, and this is a textbook example of how quickly a driver's fortunes can flip without them doing anything wrong. There's also a bigger story buried inside this wreck. Tyler Reddick was having a career-defining start to his season, building a real case for the regular season championship. This incident didn't just hurt Elliott's tournament hopes, it torched valuable points for Reddick too. That opens the door for Blaney and Denny Hamlin to close the gap in the standings. One caution flag, two separate championship stories damaged in real time. That's the ripple effect people don't always talk about. A single lap 104 incident at a mid-season event just quietly shifted the playoff picture. Let's break down what Elliott is actually facing now, because a lap down sounds bad, but in a head-to-head tournament format, it's borderline fatal. This isn't a points race where consistency bails you out over a season. She's single elimination. One race, one opponent, one result. Elliott doesn't need to just recover. He needs to specifically finish ahead of Todd Gilliland, and Gilliland just got handed a gift he didn't even have to fight for. Strategically, Elliott's team now has two options, and both are risky. Option one, play it patient, save equipment, hope for a late caution that bunches the field and gives him a legitimate shot to unlab himself and race Gilliland straight up. That's the conservative path, but it relies on circumstances outside his control. He can't manufacture a caution. Option two, go aggressive early, push the car harder than the situation calls for, and try to force his way back onto the lead lap through raw speed. That's the high-risk path. Push too hard chasing a lap back, and you risk a mistake, damage, or a DNF that ends this conversation completely. Here's the uncomfortable truth for Hendrick Motorsports. This is the kind of moment that exposes the tension inside a four-car team. Bowman didn't do anything wrong by racing Reddick hard, but the byproduct of that contact directly damaged his own teammate's shot at $1 million. That's the reality of stable racing. Sometimes your own colors work against you. Is this a disaster or is it recoverable? Genuinely, it's somewhere in between. Elliott is not eliminated. He's damaged. NASCAR races are long enough and cautions are common enough that a lap-down car absolutely can find its way back. But it requires help from the race itself, not just the driver's talent. You already know how this is playing out online. Half the fan base is furious, pointing straight at the caution timing, calling it a brutal stroke of bad luck that had nothing to do with Elliott's driving. The other half is doing what NASCAR fans always do with intra-team incidents, quietly wondering whether Hendrick's four cars are fully aligned when it matters, or whether moments like this are just the unavoidable cost of fielding multiple contenders. Analysts are going to frame this as a cautionary tale for NASCAR's new tournament format itself. A point system forgives one bad afternoon, a single elimination bracket does not. Expect debate over whether the in-season challenge rewards the best drivers or just whoever gets the friendlier caution flag. And Elliott's own comments aren't going to cool that down. He said flat out that winning this thing would be nice. But he's not consumed by it. Some fans will respect that composure. Others will read it as Elliott protecting himself emotionally from a result that's already slipping away. Let's lay out both roads from here. Best case scenario, a well-timed caution bunches the field before the checkered flag. Elliott's team makes the right calls, gets him the wave around or the free pass, and he claws back to the lead lap with just enough laps remaining to outfinish Gilliland in a straight fight. He advances to the final on pure resilience, and this whole story becomes the underdog chapter of his championship run. Worst case scenario, no caution comes. Elliott spends the rest of the race isolated a lap down with no legitimate shot at Gilliland on track. The million-dollar opportunity quietly ends, not with a crash, not with a mistake, just with bad timing that never got corrected. And the storyline shifts entirely to Hendrick Motorsports and whether teammates working against each other, even unintentionally, is a cost of doing business at NASCAR's top level. Two very different outcomes, one caution flag away from each other. So here's the real question. Was this simply unlucky, one of those brutal, unavoidable racing outcomes? Or does NASCAR's tournament format need a rethink when a single mistimed caution can end a driver's million-dollar shot through absolutely no fault of his own? Drop your take in the comments. Team racing, tough breaks, or a flawed format? I want to hear it. If you're into real NASCAR analysis without the fluff, make sure to subscribe to SportsWire USA because this million-dollar challenge story is far from over.